Hey, what's up you guys? Happy Saturday. ShartimusPrime here, doing another DC Multiverse vehicle review on the gold label McFarlaneToys store exclusive White Knight Batmobile. I did not buy this. I got to give a big thanks to McFarlaneToys for sending out this sample to review for you guys. If you want to see the latest from McFarlaneToys, be sure to check them out. Link is in the description below. All opinions in this video are of my own. I wasn't asked to say anything about this, and I got to be honest with you guys, I did not read the White Knight books, so picking this up was not on my radar, but I got to say, the design does look pretty sweet. Anyway, you can see the front of it right over here. You get the gold label on the top. Right over there, you get a product shot of the Batmobile. On the side, it says Batmobile over there. And then right here, you can see some artwork from the comics. There's the brown variant Batman inside. You get Batmobile, Batman White Knight written right over there. And then over here, you get another product shot. And you can see how you could open up the canopy right over there. All right, let's get to it and crack this thing open. And here is the Batmobile out of the packaging. And I gotta tell you, man, first impression, I forgot to mention during the packaging segment that this thing is heavy. I'm used to the McFarlaneToys vehicles being very light, but this is by far the heaviest one. So there is some definite heft over here. It does not come with a figure. They did have a bundle where you could get 2 figures along with this Batmobile, but that's currently sold out. You can still pick this up for 90 bucks, which is more than what I'm used to seeing sold for with most Batmobiles from McFarlaneToys. So we'll talk about that value throughout the video, but it certainly does feel more expensive with that weight. Anyway, let's get a closer look at the trading card, and then we'll take a closer look at the vehicle. It's a little bit dented right over here, but that's okay. I really don't mind. Anyway, here's a little read-up on the back. If you want to read it, pause it right now. And yeah, here's the Batmobile, and it looks pretty spiffy. There's a lot of paint on this, and I don't understand everything about it. It is pretty trippy, and I've never seen anything quite like it. The tires themselves are pretty soft and rubbery, so you could dig your nails in there and you could feel it's nice and soft, so that's pretty cool. And the silver paint on this is very vibrant. I mean, you can see it reflecting like crazy over here, and I really like the way it looks. Get some nice paint right here on the inside of the tires. Unfortunately, there is a little bit of marbling in the gray right there, and I don't like marbling in the plastic. That always bums me out, so I do wish these were painted right over here. You can see the silver paint coming up right here with the gun right in the middle. I mean, what a weird design. Gun right through the tire, like a gun in the axle. I don't know how that works, but that's just really interesting to me. But I want to go through the side right over here. We'll continue on. You can see these little dudes, little vents, I guess. I haven't broken this or anything. I guess you could remove these if you want to. So I think that's pretty good that they pop out fairly easily. You don't have to port them in when you get this. That's actually the first time I actually popped one of those out. But yeah, I was kind of scared of breaking one of those, or thought about, oh, if I bump into that, I'm going to break this. But nope, it's going to just pop out and not break, I guess. Hopefully it does if I accidentally bump it, which I hope I don't. But I think that's a pretty smart idea right there. I like this matted gray that we're seeing on this. It looks very clean. I really like that a lot. And then looking around the back right over here, you can see more of the details. I really like this part right over here coming over this tire. Again, a little bit of marbling on the inside of these wheels. And again, very soft tires. It feels hollow right here as I push this in, so I guess that works. And yeah, this is much heftier than the other Batmobiles. And you can see the back, we get the nice looking red tail lights right over there. No exhaust. I'm not seeing any exhaust at all. I guess this right here is the exhaust. Then you can see we get vents on the top. You can see it if I move this up. So a whole bunch of vents right over there. And then here's looking at the top, and you can see the engine is all exposed. You have the canopy right here. You push this down to open it. We'll take a look at that in a moment. And then, yeah, this whole exposed 10-cylinder engine block looks awesome. I really like that. Looks really badass, and I love the silver paint right here and the Bat logo in the very front. You get some more vents right over there too. So yeah, that is pretty damn cool. I really like how the middle of this thing looks, and you can see some more parts on the inside right over there, if you could see it without me shaking the camera around. So that's pretty dope as well. You hit this button right over here to open up the canopy, so I do like that. It's very easy to do. You just hit the button and there's the Batman in there already, which, yeah, he doesn't come with the Batman figure, but I already had a Batman in there. Very easy to put inside there. This figure is from one of the first waves that came out, so I think it is kind of a trip that, you know, there's a huge gap of time between the release of this figure and the release of this Batmobile, but I wanted to take a look inside right over here. It's always tricky to do in these videos, you know, but you can see some spotlighting right over there. So they have this sticker going across the top, which adds some weathering. I really like how that looks. And you can see some buttons, and the steering wheel actually does not, oh, it does not turn at all. I thought it did for a second, but no. But yeah, you can see the buttons in there. Can you? It's really tough to get a good view inside there. You can see the seat and everything. Not a lot of details on the back panel. I wish there was some kind of detailing of some sort right over here. And you get some, you know, some details right there on the floor and everything. So the important thing about that canopy is that it's not crazy difficult to get the Batman inside. So I do want to demonstrate. And wow, I just knocked that off. I didn't know you could do that. Let's see if I could port that. Okay, it looks like it's just these two. Okay, there that goes. Will it close? Okay, that's just fine. Not a big deal. It's not going to fly off on me again. Just testing it out. You know, it's all spring-loaded and stuff, so okay. So if you bump this, you don't have to worry about it breaking. It'll detach itself, kind of like with these right over here. Just something that a lot of the import companies do, which I always appreciate, because I'd rather have things come apart and be able to put them back rather than actually snapping plastic. So there we go. All right, let's get into some measurements. And oh yeah, and it rolls. I gotta have to mention how well it rolls. It rolls very, very well. So I really do like that a lot. Yeah, see these little mini bumpers right here are kind of a trip. I'll use this lens right over here as an example, but yeah, you can see that the bumper actually does hit the lens before it hits the tire, and I think that's cool. Boom, wait, I need that. The packaging has this advertised as being about 20 inches across, and from the front of that bumper to the end, I would say it's just a little over 20 inches across. Looking pretty good. As far as the height goes, I'm looking at somewhere around 5 inches tall, something like that, 5.5 to 6. And then looking at the width, I guess at the widest in the back over here, you can see it's like 9.5 inches across. Up over here, still about 9.5 inches across almost. Now for some size comparisons really quick, here's the White Knight Batman DC Multiverse figure, and yeah, it scales pretty well with the Batmobile. Then for a Batmobile comparison, you can see our new White Knight Batmobile next to the 89 Batmobile right over here, or from the Flash movie anyway, and they are the same length aside from the fins right over here on the back of this Batmobile. So if you see this one right here, put it right here, it's kind of tricky to see the size difference between them, but they are almost exactly the same length. I would say the 89 Batmobile is just a little bit longer. Yeah, taking a look from up here, you can see the size difference between the two. So very, very similar in length. And then here's the new Batmobile next to some other Bat vehicles. And here's another aerial shot so you can see the Batmobile properly compared to the Bat Raptor and the Bat Cycle. And then here's the Batmobile next to your average 6-inch scale figure. We have the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man, and no stop motion today. I had 3 gigs this weekend, plus family coming over today to visit. So yeah, it'll be back. It'll always come back. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully it helped you with your purchase making decisions. If you did and you want to show some love to the channel, you can easily just click that like button. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you want to put some of your own blood and sweat into this channel and be a patron or a channel member, check the link in the description below. This is a very cool Batmobile. I really like the design of it, and it really does look badass to me. Actually, when I'd first seen this, I kind of wanted to avoid looking at it because I didn't want to get tempted into buying it because I thought it did look cool, and it's just one of those storylines that I'm not familiar with, so it couldn't push me over the edge to jump in on it just because I hadn't read it. I wasn't really familiar with it, you know, but I thought it looked badass, and I'm happy to have it in hand and everything, but I can't honestly tell you guys that I would have jumped and picked this up right away because I don't usually pick up products based off of stories that I'm not familiar with. So if you're a fan of this storyline, if you're a fan of this Batmobile, I think you're going to be very happy with it. I think it looks really badass. I like the heft to it. I like that there's some weight to it. It feels like it has a lot of quality there. And the functionality of it, You know, it rolls great, but it also has parts that not popping off super easy on me, but they pop off in a way where I don't feel like this is going to break easy or anything. It doesn't feel cheap in any way to me, and it is a higher price point. You're looking at around $90 for this, when I'm used to seeing Batmobiles usually go for around the $50 to $60 price point from McFarlaneToys. Now, it is McFarlane Toy Store exclusive, so that's got to be another reason why, in my head, it just makes sense that they would probably have a little bit less quantity going out if you're not seeing this at the big box stores. But regardless, to the consumer, it's still $90, and at that price point, I'm going to give this Batmobile a SUD rating of...
It's not too bad.
And chances are, I'd probably like it more if I was more familiar with it, and I want to know what you guys think. So let me know in the comment section below. If you want to see the latest in action figure news, you can find it all over at ToyNewsEye.com, and if you want to follow me on social media, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, and on whatnot. And I will catch you guys later. Peace!
That's crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't. Your face.